Any other public comment? Yes? Sorry, Mike. I don't want to point. Is that all right if I just, okay.
Jake Freevold, Ridgeview Avenue. I get it. Third time lucky. I think I can trace this whole cease and desist episode in a way that makes sense. Unfortunately, it boils down to an us versus them mentality. So let me back up. On June 15th, toward the end of public comment, the public information officer told us all that she, not members of the PRC, had gone to the mayor to let him know that I had registered the domain westorange.info. She said that she did so not because of the town's website, as described in the cease and desist letter, but because of social media platforms. Facebook.com/WestOrangeInfo, Twitter/WestOrangeInfo, Instagram WestOrangeInfo, YouTube WestOrangeInfo. Right? Mm-hmm. The question staring us in the face then is, why would Jake Freevold, a member of the PRC, register westorange.info when it sounds so similar to the town's social media platforms? To some people, the answer is apparently obvious. I'm one of them, and there's some kind of crafty malice behind it. I wanted the real answer. To see it, extend back a little farther to when we hired Perry Bashkoff to do social media for the town. Now, Perry's a good hire. He knows what he's doing, and he does it all the time. He and I have been quite cooperative on Twitter. One of Perry's first communications to the PRC on February 6th included these words. For starters, we should make it a requirement that the following is included on any/all information sent out from the town. Facebook.com/WestOrange New Jersey, not WestOrangeInfo. Later that same day, talking about Twitter, he said, as soon as I'm given the login for another Twitter handle we were using, we will abandon the WestOrangeInfo handle and consolidate. Immediately afterwards, the PIO said that an email trail was too complicated and that we would talk about it at a meeting. That is the last direct mention of WestOrangeInfo as an official town handle in my email. It's not in any PRC meeting minutes I received. It's not in any emails I was sent. I didn't see anything about it in the town's social media outreach. At the beginning of March, I received an email from the PIO still using the facebook.com/WestOrange New Jersey link. By the end of March, the links had apparently been standardized without announcement to the PRC. The PIO was using these links in the signature of some of her emails, but you couldn't tell because you would never see the words. You would click an icon, and then that would take you to the Facebook page. Again, none of this was related to me or the PRC. In fact, the PIO didn't want me involved in marketing and made specific comments to keep me and the PRC out of marketing, even though I do marketing for a living. Us versus them. And that's how we got to the point where I registered westorange.info without even realizing that it was similar to the town's social media pages, while the PIO had been using them for weeks. It could have stopped there, too. A phone call would have sufficed to make me realize what was going on. The site only cost me $3.17. I might even have given it up if anyone had asked. But I'm one of them, so nobody asked. The PIO went to the mayor, not to the chair of the PRC, by the way. The mayor has told people that it's impossible that I didn't know what I was doing. What can you do to one of them but call in the lawyers? By doing so, without calling or emailing me directly, the administration set the tone and the terrain for the discussion, us versus them. When I spoke to the council on June 11th, I asked questions. Nobody spoke to me between June 11th and the 25th. So when Mr. Cirillo gave his answers on June 25th, they were merely repetitions of what the PIO had said. Nobody spoke to the rest of the PRC, so you still don't actually know whether I was a bully there or not. Here's a hint. I wasn't. In other words, this whole thing could have been avoided if there were less of an us versus them attitude on the part of the PIO, the administration, and to some extent the council. If the PIO and the administration had merely presumed that they might be able to talk to one of them, that my motives aren't inherently suspect, and that I'm not always campaigning, then none of this would have happened. Shifting gears. At the end of the last meeting, Mr. Sayers called on people not to make personal attacks. The next day, Mr. Cirillo posted a blog on the Patch and the alternative press calling on me to stop this bullying campaign. I would like to address the notion of bullying on my so-called partisan site. There was someone who's posted some egregious things, much worse than any of my worst critiques of anyone. He told my wife that she should spend more time doing Kegel exercises. He said, and this is a direct quote, a certain rather vocal local critic of everything and everything might well improve her always dour mood if she availed herself of a commonly available adult novelty toy that goes buzz. Now I don't care, a fool's words carry no weight. But one might wonder, why hasn't any council person posted something to the Patch telling this person to stop bullying people? Why have none of you ever said a public word to him about it? I think I know the answer. He helped you run your campaigns. He's a bulldog for your policies and for the administration. He's one of you, and I'm one of them. I'm willing to reach across the aisle to make things better. Let's fix this. Thank you.
Thank you.